Hello, everyone. It is Monday. That means it's MCU Crew Day. Welcome, Jesse Bronze, hot off of the trip to San Diego, as the locals, the natives. Is that what they call it down there?
Whacking it, ducking it, whacking it, yeah. Checking it, whacking it, yeah. Let's do the whole thing.
What?
San Diego.
That's the San Diego song? I don't understand the reference at all. What the
I've
fuck?
never heard it. I've never heard that.
What the fuck just happened?
You never heard that song?
No, was that one of the songs that they played at that Prohibition bar you went to?
No, it's a very famous song about San Diego.
Got it.
Yeah. It's pretty famous.
Haven't heard it. Chat's
Okay.
saying they haven't heard it as well. So I think you're lying.
You've definitely heard of it.
I think you're lying. Are you calling chat liars, Jesse?
I am. Yes.
God damn you.
I
God
am.
damn you.
Down in San Diego. Come on. You all know what it is.
Oh, it's from South Park?
It is.
How is that an old song? You made it seem like it was played in like the 30s.
Messing with you. I was messing with shiz.
It's like 3 years
From
old.
like a South Park, like, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. It's not old at all. Not old at all. Bronze, how was your trip to San Diego? I've heard all about Jesse's, at least off stream. How was yours? Did you have a good trip to TwitchCon?
Girl, they've been doing this convention.
Wait, I got a girl.
years.
I have my girl card now?
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
For years, they've been doing this shit. And it's like every step forward they take 2 steps back. And I know that probably makes me sound like a hater, but just simple things like picking up your vaccination verification. As you're making a face, I can't tell if you agree or disagree. I couldn't figure out how to get into the convention. Everyone was standing in the wrong
I had
line.
the exact
There
same
was
problem.
no proper signage. Like I walked around the convention center because there's just, and to me, it's like, how is it this bad? Like, there's no way it can. Like, people were so confused. You had people trying to use the disability entrance getting trampled. You know, like, and I'm
I
just
should
like,
laugh, but that's just an absurd thing.
because I don't get
call
it.
out.
I don't get how you can do. This is not their first year, man.
Yeah.
JP, I don't know how to tell you. Like, you would go there.
Let me hear all about it, because I usually hear the employee side of this because my wife used to work there. Now I don't know what happens.
In order to get in, you have to go to the main entrance. And from there, you then can enter. I was like, okay. So go to where the main entrance is. And like, you can't come in yet. You have to go get your COVID bracelet. And I was like, okay, where's that? Expecting it to be near the entrance. No, it's on the exact opposite end of the convention. I was like, okay. So I walk down there and I'm like, all right, I'll get my bracelet. I go back to the entrance. Like, actually, this is not the entrance you need. You need the entrance all the way back the way you came from. I'm like, what? So I spent, I'm going to say 25 minutes walking around the outside of the convention center because no one knew how to get in. I was like, where's the right entrance?
Yeah, they have like this will give you an indication, JP. Yeah. They had like a few different like these metal barriers erected, to create these lines.
Yeah, create lines.
And one said partner queue.
Okay.
Right? You get into it and then it just ends.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Like, it doesn't go. Like, did you see that, Jesse? It doesn't go anywhere.
Did they like set the lines up on Thursday and then not change them for Friday?
100%. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like the line did not go anywhere. And then, but it did like end like just abruptly, like in front of the convention center. So then I'm like, well, maybe it's just this security checkpoint. I go through and they're like, this is cosplayers only. And I'm like, so did I just stand in line for no, like what? Like, and they're like, literally the security guy's like, fine, just come on. Like everybody was like that. Everybody was like that. And then like the actual, this is crazy, Jesse, because I don't know where you got your vaccination verification, but I went to like the official vaccination verification spot, which was like across from the Marriott, right?
What?
But yeah, they had like an actual thing, and that was actually well set up, but it's behind the convention center across from the Marriott, right? What's hilarious is there are people in line that don't have their vaccination verification. They're getting pulled out of line and being told to go over there. There are other people, the people in the gray shirts, just check their thing and give them the thing. I was like, be consistent. Because it was like, oh, just find someone with a gray T-shirt and they'll verify it and give you one. But then they were sending other people like, hey, you can't stand here without that. And I'm like, where is the consistency? Either have everybody go to these people in the gray shirts, or have everybody get out of line and go over there.
These were venue staff, right? Not like Twitch staff.
Some were Twitch staff, some were venue staff.
Okay. Because like that venue handles San Diego Comic-Con, so like they're well versed in dealing with conventions. So it's probably just they didn't have like direction, essentially.
Good instructions. They did not. They were misinformed on a lot of things.
Yeah.
I was there only Sunday, and I figured all that was just a Sunday thing. Like people didn't care anymore. But I will say, I got my COVID check where you drop off luggage. Literally the bag area where like bags are being stored in like these trailers. The guy was like, yeah, I got you. It's like,
no, that's what I'm saying. I don't think.
Weird.
Oh my God, the mask adherence was horrible.
I did see a lot of people with mask and a lot of people without mask, and I didn't know like what.
You must wear mask at all times. So I was like, oh, that must be serious. I walked
no one had mask on.
No one had masks on.
Cups.
Every partner was walking around without masks so they could get noticed to like get a ego boost and an autograph.
Well, because that's what it's about, JP.
Yeah, I mean that's what the whole fucking thing's about. Yeah.
And to me, it's just crazy because like, you know, all of our mutual friend Jerry runs PAX, and I was talking to Jerry about this before I went because I was like, you know, I know people are like, oh, conventions at all shouldn't happen. Da da da. I think PAX is the closest you're going to get to a safe convention, you know? Like, there's such good mask adherence. They constantly have people walking around with boxes of masks, forcing people to put them on properly and to wear them and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Jerry about it before I went, and he said, well, Jasmine, caring about people costs money. And we care about people, so we spend that money. And that's where he left it. And I at first, and then I came to this convention, and I was like, oh, I'm seeing that now, that caring about people does indeed cost money. When you don't have any staff on the floor that are going to make people, like I was on a panel, the moderator of our panel had to force people in the audience to wear masks. Because even after alerting the Twitch staff there, they did not do anything.
Nice.
Like Tanya had to take it into her own hands to be like, sir, you please wear a mask. Like, because they just weren't. And this is like a closed panel room. And I'm just like, that would not happen at PAX. You know, like that wouldn't happen. And it's not because I'm on Hack Inc. I'm saying that. It's because like I've been to 3 of them, and you can't walk around that convention without a mask. Someone is going to stop you, and they will hand you one, and either you put it on or you get out.
Yeah, the enforcers
I thought that's what this was going to be like, and it was not. There was a lot of like safety stuff too that was a huge red flag, because you know, going to a lot of Comic-Cons and stuff, they do a lot to like make sure their attendees feel safe. Twitch is like the Wild West.
Well, they care about some attendees, but you don't make enough money for Twitch, so
right. And well, it wasn't even me, you know, but like other people like were getting mobbed.
Yeah.
And stuff, and like people were creeping on them, following them around, and I'm like, who are they even supposed to talk to if they feel unsafe? Because like a lot of conventions have a policy like you can go to anybody and say, oh, I don't feel okay, and they will walk you out.
Yeah.
Which doesn't.
They provide a lot of the bigger folk with like actual security, but like mid-size, excuse me, and smaller don't get the same treatment for sure.
Which is wild because like just because Twitch doesn't think they're a big deal doesn't mean that their fans don't. Especially when, let's keep it a buck, you have a lot of sex workers on this platform.
Oh yeah, like, I mean everyone's stalkers galore.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you might not care about them.
Yeah,
but they still make money for your platform. They're still people, and they have some unhealthy, overly attached fans. You know, just because I don't do porn on Twitch doesn't mean that I don't think that they should have some provisions in place. You know, like to me that's crazy.
I mean, I'm gonna say that the absolute truth. We aren't people to them. We're numbers. They don't know us or care about.
Right, Jesse.
Welcome to. I learned that from YouTube. They don't give a shit.
YouTube taught you well.
Yeah, I learned that. YouTube. I'm like,
what do you
whatever
mean,
that YouTube,
Jesse? You
there's
don't
like a
bleed
number.
purple? What do you mean?
I swear to God, like, I don't know if Twitch does it, but I know YouTube, if you go like into the back end, you can just see your number. Like, that's what you are.
Oh,
that number,
that
like,
Twitch, yeah.
like XM462 bot. Like, yeah, all right, that's me.
They leak those numbers. That's what Twitch does. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. But it was very fascinating to see I think I was mentioning this to you earlier. It wasn't very games heavy. It was a lot of things like stop by the Capital One Cafe, or go to our makeup booth, or go to our computer thing that is actually really just a way to get you to do signings with people. Yeah. Like it was very, everyone who said it was like VidCon, it's very VidCon. It felt like it was more about,
that's what I got from watching,
going to meet like your dream streamer celebrity, rather than like, hey, come here and like, honestly, I don't know what you did if you were just a fan.
Yeah, what
like,
does
I don't know what you would do for 3
there?
days. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you would do for 3 days.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to ask a fan. Have to ask someone that went there as a viewer.
I mean, I'm
like that about.
They seem to love it. I just think maybe I'm jaded. I was like, I don't know what I would do.
I've been jaded because I've been going to conventions for 12 years. I don't know what the fuck you do at any convention. I walk around for 5 minutes like, cool, I'm gonna go back to the hotel room. Does anyone want to get some food? I'm hungry. I need food and sleep.
Even like worse than that. There was just nothing really to look at other than, I guess, Ishin, the Yakuza Ishin game.
Stuff,
I played that shit. Yeah. I don't
know if I'm pronouncing it right.
And it was amazing. It was beautiful.
Yeah, no. That's like the only thing worth seeing. But like, I don't know. It's just weird if you go to like Comic-Cons and stuff to come to TwitchCon, because I don't usually go. I've never been to VidCon.
Yeah.
Because to me, I'm like, I don't even think you need a badge. I think you could just come to San Diego, see dope people, hang out. And leave.
I think
like,
there are some creators that did that like didn't even step foot into the actual convention and just
you
like,
don't need to.
Out. Yeah.
You really don't need to. Because there's not. I feel bad saying that, like, but there's like nothing there.
You don't owe anything to them. You don't have to. They don't care.
I know, but like, there's all these people that are like, I love TwitchCon, and then I'm like, are y'all on drugs? Like, you could say you had a good time in San Diego, but like TwitchCon specifically, like, girl, if it wasn't for all the people that are like flying in there, like, because that was what I enjoyed. I'm not gonna say I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah,
like,
seeing people is great.
I enjoyed was like seeing people. Meg the Stallion.
Did you go to the concert? Were you there at the concert?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Dude,
I'm a big
I saw
Meg
the
fan.
funniest clip.
She fucking grinded on Master Chief.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw all those. The funniest clip I saw about the party on Saturday night was Kim, you're gonna have to help me with the name. Kim Petras, whatever her name is. The other
I didn't. Was that the TikTok singer? I didn't know who that was.
I guess she's like I don't know much about her. But she has a song, and this will get this video demonetized. But essentially, she says like, "I want to make you come" in this song, and like she's sitting there dancing and gyrating on stage, you know, entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's recording her, and then she says like that lyric, and then it goes back and it like reverses the camera, and it's like a bearded dude, much like myself, and he's just like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I was dying laughing because it was so weird. Such like a just clash of like a generation. Just
none of us knew who she was, and then somebody told us, "Oh, she's big on TikTok."
Yeah,
but for me and the clique I was with, I was like, you need to get these snow bunnies off the stage and bring out Meg. I was like a Punjabi uncle as soon as 10:30 rolled around, where I'm like, Meg, you know, like, yeah, no. And then I saw her. She did a really, like, I think she was only there for like 35 minutes.
Oh, I bet she's expensive as fuck.
No,
that's probably why.
Have you seen that cocoa butter shellacked skin? No, she should be expensive as fuck.
I saw her Coachella performance. Yeah.
Of gorgeous melanated thighs and ass. Like, she probably charges per inch. She's probably like, this leg
I'm sure that was
$3,000 a minute. This ass cheek and this leg is another $3,000 a minute.
I'm sure that was a multi-million-dollar 30-minute deal. Yeah.
Oh my God. She was amazing. She was hot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say it, chat. The reason my voice is gone is sitting there over the music. I mean, my friend Balvin can verify this. I was just like, when she was just like, who are my hot girls in the audience? I was like, I'm so gay for you. I was just shouting. I was like, I'm so gay. Because there's some people, you see them IRL and you're like, oh, this is kind of a letdown. And then there's Meg the Stallion, Miss Tina Snow.
She's got
and
the
when
energy,
you see
man.
her IRL, you know, you're just like, oh my God, you live up to it. Oh my God.
She brings the energy.
She does.
Yeah.
She does. She was pulling people from the crowd onto the stage to twerk with her.
That's pretty awesome. Like that's a pretty cool thing. Who did she pull? Was it just like other?
Oh yeah, like other streamers. Like there were a couple people I recognized, like Cup of Noodle and stuff. Like she was pulling people from the audience.
That's fucking sick. Like that's a memory right there. That's awesome.
Yes. And like I said, she pulled up a dude dressed as Master Chief.
I saw Master Chief stuff. Yeah, that went viral.
Grinded on it. It was so good. And the reason I wish the two of you were there is so I could show you like the dichotomy of like people that were obviously like into like, okay, we know what we're here for.
Right.
And normal streamer guys.
Oh, they were probably confused as fuck. Yeah.
White nerds with bad facial hair. When she turned around with that tiny little bodysuit with the cheeks out and started just like fucking throwing ass, you should have seen these men's faces. They'd never experienced something like that in their lives. It was
that was their first entry into like a semi strip club, you know? They didn't.
It's like her ass sweat baptized them into this new cult. I was talking to people that were like converted, that were like, I didn't understand why you were excited, but I get it now. Like straight men that were like, I'm telling you.
No, I saw the TikTok video. That's exactly what I saw.
You know?
Yeah. That's crazy. That's a great way to, yeah.
She indoctrinated people.
Oh, I'm sure she made some fans, without a doubt. What would you say the crowd was split? Like 50-50 in terms of knowing what was going to happen and not knowing what was going to happen? Where would you say that was at from your
I think she
POV?
knew that too. Because at the end, she introduced herself.
Oh, thanks everybody. It's been a fun time. I'm Megan the Stallion. Okay.
Like, in case you don't know who I am, I'm Meg the Stallion, Miss Tina Snow of You Nasty. Like she like said that she introduced herself at the end.
Yeah.
And I was like, is Meg introducing herself?
Yeah.
And that's when I caught on and I was looking around. I was like, oh, I think. And then she was like even kind of complaining at a few places where she's like, y'all ain't turning up. I'm going to try that again. Cause I think she's used to like,
oh, her audience is super into it. At least the ones that I've seen from like Coachella and stuff. Yeah.
I need to say this again for everyone in the gaming industry.
I missed out on that.
Everyone in the gaming industry. Every time you bring in any type of like music act, know for a fact your audience will not be like wild. It'll be the lamest audience in the history of audiences every single time.
Yeah.
I
didn't go to the like Blink 182 TwitchCon stuff or like the Rude stuff, but it was probably lame. Okay.
I think I haven't gone to every TwitchCon, but I went to the first one. And I will say that one, they didn't announce Deadmau5.
Yeah, it was probably last minute.
Now, that was the only time I've seen people like screaming and like not knowing what to do. Because I don't even think at that point people thought TwitchCon had the budget to get Deadmau5.
Sure.
So they had already announced their musical acts. They had already announced everything. I think like the turnout was okay at best, I feel like, but then like they brought out Deadmau5 and people were calling people, texting people, FaceTiming people, like, oh my God, Deadmau5 is here. Yeah. But I will also say, I think that's more like gaming music.
It's more gamer centric.
Yeah.
I think
if it was like an EDM artist or something like that, like people would have been more into it.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, y'all, Mega's a performer. If you want somebody that's going to come and turn it, she's going to turn it a lot more than any EDM artist, you know?
Oh, but yeah, she brings it, you know?
I don't think it's the type, just scrolling Twitch, like a lot of people listen to like electronic music. I don't think. Yeah.
I will say the one like gamer con that has music guests that I enjoyed was BlizzCon with Weird Al. That was like
I like when they had
that was like pretty sick. Jesse's
Tenacious D was
Tenacious
good.
D was also good, yeah.
Yeah, Tenacious D was good. Like Foo Fighters was good. I think they had a lot of great.
I'm sad I missed the Foo Fighters. I left as they were like starting, and then I regretted
amazing
later that night.
Yeah, like they did some good shows, but then after a while they were like everyone else, yeah, F it, let's get some band. Doesn't matter
who's hot right now. Give me those stars.
I feel like Twitch does that too, where they're like, who's hot right now?
Yeah.
And they chose Meg. And I'm not saying, listen, I was excited to see Meg. I just don't know how many people on Twitch even like would like fuck with her music like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
imagine a few, like quite a few.
I would say there's a decent amount, yeah.
I'm not saying
probably not ours, probably not much in our circles, but in the general
there's like an active difference. The audience is the key, and I think the problem is that a lot of people in our industry are not like they may love Meg the Stallion, but like they don't have the like I'm gonna go out and club vibe. They have the I listen at home silently vibe.
Yeah,
and it's a
lot of
different
introverts
thing. Yeah.
A lot of introverts.
So you're not going to get those people to like show up and twerk on stage. There will be people, yes, but like most people are going to stand there. Every nerd concert.
Well, I think the reason I feel that way is like anytime, like remember when the Doom trailer dropped and they had rap music in it and stuff. People get so pressed about that online.
Sure.
Even if it's not in the game, if it's in the trailer, people are just like, "Why is this rap music in the trailer? It's supposed to be
like
death
culture
metal."
clash.
Yeah. So like that's why I think I always had this like idea of like, oh, I don't think a lot of gamers listen to like hip hop rap music. I don't think they do at all.
Yeah.
Even though to me, like Meg definitely rides that line of like, yeah, she raps, but like her stuff is very mainstream, so like it veers into pop in places, but. I don't know. Like, I just assumed I was like, maybe if they had gotten, I don't know any big EDM artists. I'm just gonna stop right there.
Sure, it would have.
You just gotta get the gamers. You gotta get the gamers with
Tiesto.
Like, stuff they'll recognize. You gotta if you're gonna get them into like rap and shit. You gotta give them like gotta find what was that song? The remix of Game Over where they use video game music in it. Shout out to Bun B and what was that Little Buck or whatever their names were. That's some old shit. But I'm saying they literally use like music, like video game music, and you're like, that's a gateway. You can make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like you were saying, like Tenacious D. There's like a lot of old nerdy music from like YouTube. I'm sure that people would be like super into.
Yeah.
Did you do an autograph signing, Bronze?
No.
Okay. Did I, Jesse? I know you did. To bring it back to the MCU crew, did anyone mention the MCU crew in your autograph signing?
They said specifically, Jesse, I don't know why you're on a show with two extremely talented people.
Here we go.
Bringing it down.
Here we go.
Every week. It must be because of your charming good looks and boyish personality.
I know it.
And that's what they said. They said specifically,
I know it.
I watch only because you arouse me so. And I get it. I can't fight it. I can't fight that.
That's
what they said. It's what they said.
You took it too far.
Nobody mentioned MCU crew.
Yeah, no one mentioned MCU crew. Is what I'm. Is that what?
Why can't I make goofs? Why you gotta hate on my goofs?
I don't know.
No MCU crew fans.
Yeah, none at the old.
In fact, I was told specifically, I hate MCU crew. It is hot trash. The worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
that's what I go for every week.
That's what I expect.
Is that what you want to hear? It wasn't.
That's the good
like
stuff.
The show. It was. It's garbage. You guys are like, yeah, that's right.
That's fucking right. We are. We're fucking. I'm Oscar the goddamn Grouch.
Oh, just thriving in the trash can.
Yeah. Well, regardless of all the haters out there at TwitchCon, last week was a doozy for the MCU. We had a banger She-Hulk episode, and then Werewolf By Night was pretty good. I wasn't expecting much.
It was
great. It was great. Not much news going on. Christian Bale did say that he was, quote unquote, had no idea what to do on the set of Thor Love and Thunder when it came to filming, which sounds about right. The exact quote is, this is the first time I've done that when talking to GQ. I mean, the definition of it is monotony, monotony. You've got good people, not monotony. You've got good people. You've got other actors who are far more experienced at it than me. Can you differentiate one day from the next? No, absolutely not. You have no idea what to do. I couldn't even differentiate one stage from the next. They kept saying, you're on stage 3. Well, it's like, which one is that? The blue one. They're like, yeah, you're on stage 7. Which one is that? The blue one. I was like, where the fuck do I go? Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
That sounds correct. It reminds me of when you would hear the stories about them making episode 1, 2, and 3 of Star Wars, where it was just like early green screen days, and there's like, I was acting across from a ball.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So I very much, it reminds me of when Ian McKellen was like,
yep,
this,
that's where I was going to go with it.
What am I doing? Yeah, because again, Christian Bale barely in the movie stole every scene he was in.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very obvious that he's like an actor. And you're just kind of like, man, I don't know what this guy had to go through, but bless him because he nailed it. But wow.
And you go watch that movie. All those sets are CG'd the fuck up that he was in. Yeah. Right. Like every single one was CG'd out of its mind. That's just nature of Marvel movies for the most part. At least when it comes to like that, I think that cosmic scale, that like power level of Marvel movies, it's going to be that type of filming where you're just on giant green screens, giant blue screens with like a rock that is real in the room. And the rock's probably green so they can detail it afterwards rather than having something there in person. So
yeah,
sounds about right. Apart from that, not much news. They kind of let their shows do the talking. Last week as they're setting up for the She-Hulk finale this week. And then right around the corner is, of course, Black Panther 2, which I think we're about a month out from now. Is that November 11th? I think is when that comes out. So, did you guys get your tickets yet? Did you get them?
No.
Okay. I'll ask next
week.
Maybe you'll have gotten them yet. We'll see. Where do we want to start? She-Hulk or Werewolf by Night? Where would you like to begin? Is anyone feeling strongly?
You tell me.
Bronze?
Take me on an adventure.
You feeling strongly to either one?
I have more to say about She-Hulk, so I think we should do that second.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's start with Werewolf by Night. It was about I thought it was gonna be longer. Everyone touted it as like it
was under an hour.
Yeah, it was. I wouldn't say it was long by Marvel Disney Plus standards. If that's anything to go by. But I liked it a lot. I thought they set it up very well. You kind of got an idea of exactly what it was going to be. I think pretty early on in the whole thing. I love the way it was filmed. I love like every nod to classic horror that was in there. And there was a shit ton. Almost every like major set piece was just a huge nod to like a universal horror type deal. I thought it was super fun. I thought Elsa, was that the most graphic the Marvel's ever been in terms of just because they didn't have to show blood? It was just
sure.
Like
because black and white. And,
she like put a sword in a lady's head and just obliterated it.
That was awesome.
It was great. Yeah. I enjoyed all the fight scenes.
Didn't have red hair, so that's a ding against it, but like it was all right.
Yeah, she was fine though. It was fine. I thought right. she was great.
I mean, like no red hair, but like whatever, not everyone can be perfect.
Yeah.
So
yeah. The hunters were very cool. I thought they were all cool looking and cool designed.
Yeah, I like the design. I like how they all had their own vibe. I thought that was really cool. So
yes,
that was neat.
Sucks.
In fact, I liked everything about this. Felt very. I'm very curious what the overall consensus in the community is, because from the moment it started, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be like a weird old vibe," and it did feel like 1950s movie in the beginning. And I was like, "Okay, this is cool. Who is this for?" I mean, the main Marvel fans gonna watch it because they're gonna watch it, but like Is it going to be popular? Is anyone going to care? I have no clue.
People, at least from what I saw, it was pretty well regarded. Like everyone seemed to be into it. I didn't see like a pretty big consensus of hate on this.
I feel like if you're going to watch it, you're definitely going to be into it because it was good. But I'm curious if people would even like pull the trigger to watch it.
Yeah. Well, they got it out early enough in October where I think if people are like wanting to watch a Halloween or a spooky in quotes for audio listeners type thing, that it'll be present on the platform and kind of find an audience that way, right? Instead of just releasing it on like a Halloween type deal, because it's very much the most like horror themed thing Marvel has done thus far. And it is, you know, if we're going to start getting these like holiday special type deals where maybe this is an annual thing where they revisit the horror side of the MCU, and we've got like the Christmas special coming up with Guardians. If that's something that happens on Disney Plus, I'm for it. If it's of this quality, I really enjoy it. A
man literally did like I'm in my coffin talk.
It reminded me of the fucking Haunted Mansion at Disney.
Yeah, it gave me big Disney like
vibes.
Marvel though, that he's like, I'm glad you've all attended my funeral. I'm like, holy shit. I was like, okay.
It was,
all right.
Yeah.
Was weird.
I mean, I loved it because that type of campy shit is my favorite. I mean, I just did a season with Dimension 20 where we had sections in black and white. That was a big nod to Young Frankenstein. But at one point, I don't know if I want to give this deep lore in here. I was lobbying for the entire season to be black and white. I wanted to be the first DM to do a season of Dimension 20, have the entire thing shot in black and white. We did float that idea. Then we did end up making all the sets and miniatures black and white. So I love that vibe of like, you know, the sort of this is ridiculous kind of camp. And when it came in color, I was almost disappointed at the end until I saw how much they used color, if that makes sense. Because like even bootleg Swamp Thing, I know people are gonna be like, that's not bootleg, that's a character from MCU. Leave me alone. But bootleg Swamp Thing was so cute with his little French press and his one little finger around the cup. But then I noticed that with the color on, you can see he has like a little flower right here. He's got
he had details,
yeah, you couldn't like see the like how cute he kind of was when he was in black and white. And then when you put him in color, you're like, oh, he's got a little daisy on his shoulder and a little thing here. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'm like less disappointed by them putting it in color now because they are like it actually completely changes this show. Also, was he everybody else's favorite character? Was his name Ted? I love him.
I thought I honestly thought Elsa was the coolest character because she was like the most gruesome when it came. Like she didn't give any fucks when she was fighting. She was just like chopping dudes' hands off, taking a sword, just throwing it. Your cat's about to knock some stuff over. Just FYI, Bronze.
Hey, don't touch that. Thank you. Don't touch Dr. Strange.
She like put that sword through the lady's skull, and there's like blood everywhere. When she chopped off the dude's hand, there's like a giant blood spray. It was great. I love to see that type of stuff.
But Ted set a woman on fire.
Ted actually did some fucked up shit. Now that you mention that, he was pretty brutal.
He grabbed he grabbed
Scottish guy,
Professor Umbridge.
Oh yeah,
at the end too, and like
the mom or whatever.
That was great.
He was pretty brutal. They didn't really explain why or how he was doing that too, which I thought was a disservice a little bit to the character. Maybe they don't have to. He's a monster. He does monster things. Yeah,
he's
Ted.
It's called reverse osmosis.
Is it? Is that what it's called, Jesse?
Yeah, it's like when the sun and the hypotenuse of the gravitational pull of the phosphorus within the stem and stern of the plant.
Got it.
Comes together and reverse osmosis into flame hands. It's science.
Got it. Okay.
It checks out.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of the werewolf costume?
It was bad.
It was like
That was like probably the biggest point of
campy
contention.
fun.
Yeah, like
it was bad, but I think it works for the show. But it was really bad. I think the only reason to me it was bad and like the way he moves was bad because Ted was so good. So I think they should have made Ted janky too.
Yes,
because when you have like a good Ted and then you have like a really bad werewolf, you're like, okay. Sorry, I've been gone for 3 days, so this is just gonna be.
Oh, the cat's about to jump.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I wish that was a little bit more consistent. Like, I think they should have made Ted bad too, or made the werewolf good to make it sell like either everybody has a bad costume or everybody has a good one.
Yeah, yeah. I get that they were trying to go for like the universal nod to, the werewolf form and whatnot of horror movies of yesteryear. But I think if they do that again and it's in like a color presentation, it's going to look real fucked. It's going to look pretty rough.
Sure.
But maybe the reason that Ted looks so good, right? The other side of that coin is maybe the reason Ted looks so good is because they went practical with the werewolf and they could have the CG budget for one monster rather than splitting that across two people.
Well, I felt like the vibe was it was supposed to be campy. So when Ted shows up and looks awesome, it's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to go like, okay.
There's a bunch of ways to look at it for sure.
Yeah.
I really want to know more about that, like that world, that like portion of the MCU. They kind of like let you dip your toes into this whole like cult almost, and they don't mention anything else outside of that, which I thought it was really cool, but it left me like thinking, man, I want to see more of this world. Like what is Elsa going to do once she's got this stone? Is she going to like go and hunt more monsters? Is she going to be like on the side of monsters? Is like what? Give me some more of that. I'd love to know more. And if that was the whole plan all along, then they succeeded in that fact.
You mean Blade?
Do you think she shows up in Blade?
Absolutely not. But would I love it? Sure.
She could. I mean, and I read, I did some, because I was curious, like what is the, where is she at in the world of Marvel? And she apparently like is regarded by Blade as one of the best hunters just in general of anyone. So there's some reverence for the character over there, which is cool. So she could show up in some fashion, at least like a mention or a wink and a nod that she exists. People in chat are saying like, did it help you cope with the idea that vampires are in the MCU? Maybe a little bit. Like maybe. I'm okay with like monsters.
That's a JP question because to me, I was like,
you're already.
I feel like they fit.
Yeah. It definitely opened where a door was closed mentally for me into the world of monsters. This definitely like opened it a little bit, and so sure, if we want some like vampires in the same world where I don't know, Captain Marvel exists, fuck it, why not? They already got zombies, right? I didn't have too bad of an issue with that. And the whole like what if scenario. So bring on some vampires. Yep. Put all the tropes in there. Why not? Throw them in there. But yeah, generally I thought it was fine. I think we all kind of are on the same page where generally we think it's fine. We don't have any glaring issues with it. If you haven't watched it yet, I would say check it out. And hopefully they do more with it. Hopefully it's not it's not like a one and done type deal. I feel like that would be rather odd if that were the case. I guess a question for the two of you. Do you think that the actress or the performances are enough to like carry a full-fledged show and or movie within this? Or is there just not enough of that side of the characters to like know if they could do that?
I think it's hard to tell. It was also played for like camp in some places.
Yeah.
And so like what is their acting really versus like what they were instructed to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So who knows?
I'd watch it if that's, I'd watch if
sure.
if they do something full. But we would kind of watch anything, so we're not necessarily the audience for that.
Now, can I ask JP, can I ask a question?
No.
You think any of these hunters knew why there was a man in the ocean?
I don't know if we don't even know when this took place. This could be because the stone gives like longer life, right? And perhaps even immortality. So maybe this took place like hundreds of years ago.
I don't know. The guards in the background.
Oh, the guards were kind of like high
future
tech
armor.
Yeah, they were kind of techy. You're right about that.
I was like, this definitely. At first, I was like, oh, we're doing like a, like an old timey thing. And no, there was like dudes in like full body armor and like
the guards kind of
shit in the background.
Like take away from that.
Yeah.
One of the gravestones had died in 1986. Okay, so it might have been pretty present. At least that stuff it has some history to it, in the sense of it's this thing, this monster hunting group has been around for what seems like a very long time. It's permeated through history. So, to answer your question directly, Jesse,
down.
What was that? Oh yeah, the stone.
They said this bloodstone passed down from all the different bloodstones. So
when I first saw it, because it was red, I was like, "Is that a reality stone?" And I was like, "Shut the fuck up, you idiot!" Like, there's no way that's a reality stone. It's not like a multiverse bullshit. There's no way. Yeah, to answer your question, I'm sure they have no idea about the man in the ocean, Jesse.
Yeah, well, that sounds about right.
Yeah, they're not clued in. They don't know what's happening out there. So, thumbs up across the board. Everyone liked it. Bronze thumbs up. Jesse, bronze up.
Yeah.
Check it out. Let's talk She-Hulk. One episode. What not where I thought they would go with introducing Daredevil into the MCU at all. But man, am I glad they did it. I'm a fan.
Great. Great.
Let's touch base with resident Daredevil fangirl Bronze. How do you feel about Daredevil's entry into the MCU proper?
Okay, listen, I gotta get something off my chest.
Here we go.
Why are people mad that he fucked? Like, what is that?
Wait, people are mad about that? I shouldn't be that surprised.
Bronze, hi.
If you love him, don't you want him to get laid? Like,
hi, Bronze. Okay, let me try to decipher.
Okay,
the world of piece of shit internet dudes. All right, let me see if we can figure this out for you.
Okay.
When you hate a woman so much,
okay,
and you see one of your bros bang that woman,
you should be happy.
You're conflicted because your bro has clearly betrayed you because you hate that woman so much. So you watch your boy be happy, but it hurts you the most because your boy didn't consider your feelings. And in this scenario, all these dudes who like hate She-Hulk and all these videos of like She-Hulk sucks and She-Hulk's the worst and this is the worst show in the MCU, to watch a character that they love come in and be like, I think this is an amazing woman, and like get down, they're like, that's not my character. He never would with this trashy lady. Like that kind of shit. That's what it is.
She twerks with Megan the Stallion. Why? How could he do that?
Your bro
this
just
comedy
got his
show
dick
is played
wet.
for comedy, and I don't like it. Yeah.
But your bro just got his dick wet and he looks happy.
But they are also a little jealous.
Wait, of She-Hulk or of Daredevil?
Maybe both.
Maybe
I don't
both.
know.
Yeah, that's probably the answer.
It's a weird. It's a weird like incel thing.
Yeah, maybe both. Maybe both.
So yeah, like as the like, you know, a huge Daredevil fan, I actually really liked this because it allowed us to see a side of Daredevil we're most likely not going to get to see in his show.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Like his content has been so dark and so heavy. And I think the reason I liked it is this is how comic book crossovers work. Like, you know, like when you have a character, like for example, Logan, like Wolverine crossover into Miss Marvel, the like suddenly the slowed down, you know, healing factor and stuff, instead of being played as like something really sad, is played for like, oh, what jokes can we make about this? Let's have Miss Marvel give him a piggyback ride through the sewers, right? And so it allows you to like dissect like things, that heavy topics, through a different lens. And they've been doing a really good job of that with She-Hulk, even in terms of like Tony Stark's death. Like they do talk about it, but, and I'm not saying they don't say it's sad. They do. It's very clear that, you know, Banner is mourning and that he is taking this very hard. But they do it through a different lens than what it would have been in a Hulk movie, right? And I think that there's like a lot of value to that. Like we actually get to see that like, oh, they built a bar together and like how cute is that? And and I think with Matt Murdock, we got to kind of like see that too. We got to see like he is a normal guy. They mention it a lot in the Daredevil show that he does not have a problem picking up women. Like this is like a thing that is
Oh yeah,
addressed
he's a
several times.
yeah.
He does not have a problem getting women. So like
He
the idea of
cheats
him,
though. He cheats. He's got that great hearing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like he picks up women all the time. And then I think even like looking at his powers through the lens of a She-Hulk show is interesting too. Like to me, it felt like it was like a riff on Batman. It really did.
Oh, I
Like
loved it.
we go in quiet. We take him out one by one, 15 seconds each. And she's like, "No, we smash."
Yeah, what the fuck
Like
are you
they're
talking
almost
about? We go through the
telling
wall.
you,
I love that.
yeah, they're almost like kind of telling you, like, "Oh, this is why these characters. It's fun to see them interact, but they wouldn't be in the same movie, right?"
Right.
Because even though this is fun and even though this is great, like their power levels are not, you know, the same. So I loved it. I even loved his walk of shame home.
Yeah.
Like with his
Well, I mean,
boots
he
and
wasn't. That was not a walk of shame for him. He was
no,
smiling
but
ear to
her
ear.
sister referred to it as the walk of shame. She's like, "There's a guy in a devil costume doing the walk of shame," and she's like, yeah," and she's like, "Oh."
Yeah.
I love that he did the heels thing, but with his boots. I thought that was
Yes.
hilarious.
I thought every aspect of what they delivered as who Daredevil, like they nailed it. I think they absolutely nailed every aspect of that. I could not be happier with that episode. The funniest thing in that episode, though, had nothing to do with Daredevil, had nothing to do with She-Hulk. It was 100% the like shitbag millionaire saying Wakanda forever. That was the funniest thing.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I died. Yeah.
I collect African art. Wakanda forever. I was dying.
Dude, it's they like finally nailed the joke. Sorry, my dog is going crazy with the cat right now. Yeah. Cat's out of
Oh
the
man,
room.
hold on. Let me stop my pet from destroying my stuff. Oh wait.
He almost knocked over
I love
Dyson
nothing and
fan.
no one.
Yeah.
What?
Cat got cornered. Dog went crazy. Yeah, that the scene with him with that shitbag guy's like, I bought a Wakandan spirit, cost $1 million. Wakanda, like
$1
that
million.
was
It cost
so
$1 million.
funny. Oh, $1 million. You're right.
$1 million.
Yeah, I love that he said $1 million. That's great. I love that entire that got the biggest laugh for me out of the whole episode was them just like nailing that shitbag. It was 10 out of 10. It's very, very good. So sorry, the dog. Are you done freaking out now? Huh? Did you get him? Did you get him? Okay. Good job. Good job.
Oh yeah. Did you? Hey there, feller. You're supposed to be.
Anyway, sorry.
Dog. Oh, sorry. I was playing with my loyal companion.
What's
as
your
well.
dog's name, Jesse? Wait, is
Viticus
it even a dog?
Pooch.
Do you have an ostrich?
It's a feral otter
Ah,
named Viticus Pooch, and he bites my enemies. He's trained to attack nuts.
just nuts?
Just nuts.
Okay.
Mm.
Sit.
Is he good at it?
I mean, I wouldn't know. I haven't unleashed his fury.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Still in training.
Yeah, still in
Still in
training, but like looking good. Prospects looking good.
Got it.
Yeah.
What else happened in the episode?
I liked the villain a lot.
The frog guy specifically?
No, I mean like the actual villain of the show. Like the idea that like she has a swarm of sort of like
Haters.
incel energy dudes that
I thought,
are
yeah.
doing, because to me I was like, oh,
Dude, the last 2 minutes of that show, I felt bad for watching. Like I was like, I gotta go take a
makes you
shower.
uncomfortable.
I don't.
Makes you
That's grimy as fuck. And it's also fucked that like her rage is gonna be looked at as like, oh shit, she's a Hulk who's filled with rage. When it's like, well, not really. I mean, she had essentially a sex tape leak in public in front of her. And like, that's probably how anyone could or should react to that happening. Which is great writing, because it's like the fact that I was able to feel that much anger alongside the character while also feeling like pretty disgusted having witnessed that. It's an evocative response to it, which I think is again, good writing.
I do have a question where that's going, because either we got red herring faked out, but like my thought process this entire season was the like hulking dude and like the guys in the forums. There was like a cover thing for someone trying to steal her blood, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And when the dude was over at her house, I was like, oh, he somehow took her blood. I don't know how. That doesn't make any sense. But like, no, the whole plan was to like, here's me banging She-Hulk. And I was like, okay.
Oh, you're right.
Is there something bigger happening here? Or is that like, I'm fine if like it's her being like, I'm tired of this shit. But also,
I didn't even
I
think
could have swore there was a subplot where people were trying to steal this girl's blood.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for that to pick up. I don't know what's there's one episode left.
I didn't even consider the fact that when he was like stealing everything from her phone, he was stealing the like tape. Too. Yeah, I thought he took her blood. Yeah.
So
but there's no way that he could have without her waking up.
No, there's no way.
Can't like stick a needle in her back and
yeah, she would wake up clearly.
And the blood and the thumbs up.
What was that, Bronze?
Didn't he check like the syringe and the blood and the thumbs up?
I mean, again, that's what I thought occurred.
He did, yeah.
But there was no indication that that's what the thing was. You know what I mean? Like, I thought, oh, this dude clearly came in and took some shit. And that was going to be the payoff this episode. Because she was like, oh, wow, like, what a great ending. Like, that seems weird that we end the penultimate episode on this. Like, and I was like, oh, this is going to be like, we got your blood, bitch. Like, I thought this was going to be a thing. It was just, yeah, this is a woman who has sex. And it was like,
well,
okay, that's terrible.
Interesting to note, though, one of their other things they were hitting on is that she, their whole branding is like, we're going to reveal the truth. And she's like, what fucking truth? I say who I am. And they say, you stole your powers from the Hulk. So I wonder if that was why they were trying to get her blood, was to prove or try to figure out where her powers came from. And now that they have all the information from her phone, maybe it's that like, oh, your powers didn't come from you. You stole the Hulk's blood. And that's why, because they're basically, that was like their whole branding thing, is that, you know, oh, she's just some slut and she doesn't deserve this. And she stole her powers from the real hero and all this stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll see. They've dropped so much. The final like 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the episode, probably 5 minutes of the episode. What am I talking about?
So much happened.
It had so much happen, but it was also like so much misdirection, and it was also them calling out like all the bullshit fan theories, like, oh, I wonder if it's going to be like a Red Hulk or something like that. And then her friend, and then it's like, I wonder who's going to double cross me next. And then her friend jumps out like a Wolverine, and even kind of makes the noise that a Wolverine does.
She literally goes.
Yeah, and she had like makeup things in between. Like,
yeah.
I loved the fact that they're that on top of predicting the fandom in terms of what they're like. It was nice to have a nod to all of that bullshit rather than just like zero mention and being completely wrong.
It's like it's a comedy show.
Yeah,
and it's played for comedy. And it upsets me so much to see people that I like really like and respect make all sorts of videos online about like, I don't know what Marvel's doing. It's like this show. And I'm just like, y'all are missing it. This isn't Loki. This isn't a show where like next week we're going to find a deep revelation into the lore of the MCU. This is literally a comedy show played for comedy as like for funsies. The villain this week, the main villain was literally just like a rich guy who wanted to be a superhero and he was a piece of shit and he kidnapped a man to make him a better suit. Like, yeah. It is absolutely a goof. Calm down, internet. It drives me crazy. So when I see them so accurately roast, like, I don't know how they predicted it. I mean, I guess it was easy just based on past interactions with people, but they straight up like every episode says exactly what I'm sure people at home who hate She-Hulk are thinking.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. I'm like, whoa, that's got to be kind of a slap in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That it just makes them more mad.
Well, of course.
Yeah, yeah, they get
because they're not being respectful to their fans, and I'm just like, oh my god, you're not the target audience for this show, so they don't have to be respectful to you.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like that's my take on it. Like they don't need to. Like, why are you watching something that's so obviously not for you, and then complaining that it's disrespectful because it's not for you?
Right.
Like the show has addressed it multiple times. I feel like.
What do you think would be the She-Hulk show that the like random internet
folks would
bros would love?
Probably like a team up with Wolverine where it's like super serious and they're in Canada somewhere.
Do you think it's because? Do you think it's because Jennifer, when she is Jennifer, she says what I think everyone deep down like because She-Hulk in the past, when you see She-Hulk show up in like an animated thing or whatever, She-Hulk is like, I walk on set, I say a few sexy lines, and then like one character hits on me, and then I shoot them down because I'm way too hot for that character. Bye, see you in like 15 episodes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I wonder if, like, I don't know what they like, because they have a character who recognizes, wow, She-Hulk, everyone wants to bang She-Hulk, but like I'm a human, and people are like, whoa. Don't make me feel bad about that. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I don't either. Yeah. I don't know what that show would be, to be honest. Having seen what I've seen of She-Hulk now, I can't picture that character and really that actor doing anything like super serious, because we just haven't seen that side at all.
Sure.
And I'm like perfectly happy with where Tatiana Maslany is like taken the character. And we've also seen her, like Bronze was saying, I say the word infect, but it has like such a negative connotation to it. But like her demeanor changed Daredevil to fit the show, right? Like he wasn't the broody one-liner piece of shit. He was a different Daredevil in a good way. It was awesome to see that, to kind of repeat what
that's because he got out of New York and came to LA. So like
just a change of scenery,
change of place, baby.
He was out there surfing the day prior.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but
he was high the entire time. I'll be honest. He was the entire time.
Yeah. Maybe so. What about her costume? Pretty accurate to like the comic aspect of her costume. I thought it was fine.
Her costume, awesome. I'm still not sure how I feel about Gold Daredevil.
Yeah,
I've never
it didn't bother me once I saw it. What was that, Bronze?
It's 100% the mask. Everything else is fine. The gold mask just doesn't do it for me.
I like that she roasted it. She's like, ketchup and mustard, bold colors for costume. Because I was like, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this costume either.
Really? Like, it didn't bother me one way or the other. I didn't have strong feelings about it.
I like the comic book costume. I don't know what. Something about seeing it on camera. I was like,
in like real life,
it
doesn't look right.
To me, it doesn't either.
Yeah. He didn't say why he got a costume change, right? He didn't mention why they were making a new one for him. Just that he got one. Yeah.
I feel like that has to be the toss, like the remember fans of his old show.
Yeah.
This is what happened.
A throwback to different.
Yeah.
I also loved, we talked about the different approach, but they gave like the biggest nod to Daredevil thus far when it comes to the Netflix series of like, here's a fucking hallway for you to fight in. Like,
when that happened, I was like,
here's a goddamn hallway scene. You're going to get a little bit of fighting. You're going to do some cool stuff. You're going to have like a, retractable, I forget the term for it, weapon, essentially. That's all there. You're going to look cool. Then She-Hulk's going to jump through the wall and it's it.
Yeah.
I thought that was very good. To like bring the Netflix audience over when it came to introducing that type of stuff. So big fan of all that. In general, I thought it was great. I hated the Leapfrog character. That was his name, right? Leapfrog?
Yes.
Yeah. I hated his
ribbit and rip it or whatever.
Yeah, I hated the ribbit
like,
and rip it bullshit.
Guy.
Like the first time he said that, I was like, he's gonna say that multiple times this episode. I hated all of that. In a good sense, in the way that you should hate that, right? Like they did a good job making that character hateable. And the fact that he put jet fuel in his boots and that's why it fucked up is like, sure, that sounds logical. That sounds correct. That sounds like what that character would do. I'm glad they didn't. I think we were expecting those to be 2 different episodes, and the fact that they like merged it into one to talk about like what's going to be in this week's episode, I have no idea. I don't know if she's gonna like defend herself in court now, or they're gonna like fire her from the law firm and she's gonna start her own practice like Daredevil told her to, where she could do like one for them and one for you type deal. If that's where this ends, then cool. I really don't know where we go from here. If she's gonna like try to take down that group, they're kind of faceless and I don't know how to do it.
I don't know how. I think it's interesting though that the villain for a super physically strong woman is like faceless.
It's the one thing she can't fight.
You can't punt. Yeah. I think that's super interesting.
Yeah. Really don't know where we're gonna end up. I'd love to see a big reveal of the head lawyer guy being a Skrull. I still believe in that.
I'm with you. Fingers crossed.
I'm still a big believer in that.
We need your help. Like your cousin needs your help. Like that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, and I guess the other, you mentioned like the Hulk storyline. Does that get touched on again in the final? Like they have a decent amount of things like thread wise that they could clean up here in the final episode.
I think they dropped him in. He might have one phone call scene, maybe
at the end.
I think they dropped him in to introduce as a gateway, and then he's gone, and will next show up in like a movie on a different planet, and people be like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I got called here." And if you watch this show, you'd be like, "Oh, I know that."
Yeah. Yeah, I know there was a promo release, but I'm not going to watch that because it's more fun to make guesses at what's going to be in the final episode rather than just know. Yeah, I don't like who's going to be the character that she goes to for the like pick me up, for the like motivate. Does she go back to the retreat to talk to Abomination?
Was so good.
Oh yeah, you finally watched it?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
In general, like I don't know how to put this into words, but like I feel like in some places I know I criticized, especially early on the show, for being like a little heavy-handed, like with how they have to say the quiet part out loud all the time. Like it's tough being a woman, you know?
Yeah.
And I even felt that a little bit with this, where it's like, you know, oh, the female lawyer thing, they do it in heels, you know, and you're just like,
God,
okay,
that also was like a fuck you type scene.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Then there's parts of it that like I think like my favorite part of this show has been that like, especially as a content creator, they did hit on multiple things that I really, really like. And I feel like the retreat episode in this episode shows you kind of like the different ways. I don't know how to describe it, like what support looks like versus like trying to think. Because like, okay, I think the reason that we probably love this like sort of villain is as streamers you can relate a little bit.
Oh,
because this entire episode up until that point was about how she doesn't have a secret identity. She doesn't have to worry about the things Daredevil has to worry about. And people kind of make these clips about how she's lucky. She gets so much attention. She gets so much recognition. You know, she's She-Hulk. She doesn't have to hide this part of her life. And then you immediately see like why, in some ways, Matt Murdock is lucky that nobody knows who he is, right?
Yeah, you see the other side of the coin quickly.
Yeah, he tells her right before, like, you know, when they're in court, like, oh, we can't expose people's identities. That's really bad. And she's kind of very flippant about it. And then you see immediately how that backfires on her. Like how when people know your identity, you can never let your guard down. She can't live a normal life and date like a normal person because all of it falls under scrutiny. Right? Like, and it's always a judgment call on her character and who she is as a person. And people are going to try to take advantage of her, like sort of her insecurity and use it against her. And seeing like, because one of the critiques of this show that I see all the time is like, oh, men are pieces of shit according to She-Hulk. And I'm like, did we not see an episode where a group of men were nothing but amazing and supportive and understanding and empathetic and like emotionally intelligent?
Yeah.
But Bronze, those are beta cucks, okay? And I feel like you're missing the point. All right.
Jesse does have a good point with that. To be real,
dude's like the hero of that episode.
Oh
right?
yeah, they were great.
Like, she's like, I'm too good for this. I'm too this, and they're like, are you though? Like at the end, Emil Blonsky is right. Like she needs to fucking disconnect. He literally says that. He's like, maybe this is an opportunity for you to learn. Maybe you being here, you not having like reception, maybe these are all signs that like, okay, maybe it's time to unplug. And she's like, no. She's stubborn and she's kind of like turning her nose up at all this. And then at the end, like she gives in and she's like, oh my gosh, and she is kind of mocking them. Like, like in some ways, like she's watching them talk and one of them even calls her out like, oh, so you can sit over there in the corner and like fucking laugh at us and watch this debacle, but like you're not going to be a part of it. Like in some ways it even addressed her kind of like lack of emotional intelligence, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Because like she was kind of almost like looking down on them for their issues and then they ended up really helping her. Sure. And then we see the reverse side of that, right? And it's like, I don't know. To me, like, sorry, I know this was like not the question you asked, JP.
I don't remember the question. This is better than the answer I was looking for. So,
but as I was sitting there thinking about like, who's this villain going to be? How is it going to resolve? Like, I couldn't help but feel like the people, like we see perfect examples of both, And I think my favorite thing they've done with this show is sometimes in the comics it's insinuated that the only reason that Jen is horny is because of like the Hulk transformation or whatever. But in this, I kind of like that it's like, no, she's just a girl that
she's just a human,
wants to date and have sex as any consenting adult would.
Yeah.
And that like people making judgment calls on it are like that speaks more to your own insecurity and your own shittiness than it does to hers, right?
I'm not insecure. I'm an alpha Chad, and you are so wrong.
Are you a top G, Jesse? Is that what you're saying?
I am a Sigma G. I'm a G-Force 10 or something.
Nice. Our SEO, the algorithm just shot us up like 30 videos right there. Good job.
We're going to be recommended after Andrew Tate videos. I love it. But it's still like even like seeing the reception of like people being like, Matt's too good for her. Why would he ever have sex with her?
Wait, like, that's crazy. That's such crazy.
Imagine
typing that about two made up characters. It's crazy.
I'm like, oh my God. Like, this is wild. Like, like this level of hatred is so crazy to me because I don't know. Other people saying like it was out of character for Matt. And I was like, we've seen him get laid on the show many different times.
He's unbelievably charismatic and like
he had 3 different love interests in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
He had Elektra, he had the night nurse, and he had Karen Page. He literally has a bitch in every port, dude. He has a bitch in every season.
Why are we different area codes?
Yeah, he's suave as shit, man.
He does. He literally fucking does, right? And so like people being like, oh, but like why, like he would never have sex with She-Hulk. I'm like, what makes you think he wouldn't?
Yeah.
I would.
They're both lawyers. They both have something in common. He even beat her in court.
Yeah, I love the court scene, by the way. That was awesome. Yeah, he straight up destroyed her. Like we didn't even mention he says the line like the Sokovia records have been retracted.
Yeah,
which is like big deal in the greater MCU that I'm curious will pop up in other IP and other property because that's a pretty big deal. So
I actually loved the argument he made. It was like very mutant registration type of, and it's cool to see where he fell on that sort of like on that scale or whatever. Like it's cool to know like he's like very pro and anonymity.
Yeah.
And Jen isn't, you know.
Yeah.
I love that about their relationship with the fact that like he doesn't want to do flashy things and he doesn't want to put his shit out there and he's not because that's his life and she doesn't get that because she's like, this is me. I'm the lawyer. I do this. And Bruce tried to warn her. I think everything came together so perfectly in that episode that I was like, this is a banger. It was tight. The whole from start to finish. I was like, this is a great episode.
Yeah. And it circles back to like, I don't know what I want from the finale. Because
I do.
What is that? What do you specifically like want from the finale?
Here's what I want.
Okay.
Jen is in trouble. Shit's going down.
In trouble? How lead to like public scrutiny? Is that what she's in trouble with?
I mean like she literally like destroyed some shit and it goes viral. She hulked out. Yeah. And you saw how people reacted to Abomination.
Yes.
So like I think Jen is either going to be like in trouble for some shit or the cops are after her or something.
Oh, you think like people are going to go after her?
Yeah, for sure. Because she like hulked out. She's uncontrollable, right? I would love it if, sure, I think a cool court scene would be great, but I need a moment of closure where maybe like Jen's into some shit and both Bruce, like both Hulk and Abomination show up to help her. Have a moment of like
3 Hulks hulking out.
Here? And then they're like, "Oh, we're both here for her. Let's go." I would love that moment. I would love a moment of the two of them like as chums for a hot minute, just to have like, you know, like I'm reformed now. I don't know. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll see Bruce in it. I could definitely see Abomination coming to her aid.
Yes, I want that. Oh, yes. I want the Predator handshake. Like you son of a bitch. Like I want that.
They've already said that they've smoothed everything over, though. Like they had that phone call.
Yeah, well, I want to see it. I want to see the like, you son of a, oh yeah, 2 gross ass giant hands. Yeah. Oh, I want it.
I think
I would love that.
I think the episode will start where it's like she hulks down and out. I think she's going to lose her position at a law firm. I think she's going to probably take people from her former law firm, like Pug, like the other lady lawyer, like her assistant. They're going to come join her law firm, and it's going to be like a one for them, one for us type deal. That's going to be the probably send off message. I have no idea how. Like you made a great point, Jesse. I don't know how you combat this like group, right? Like this idea as which is a very clever way to handle that because you can't Hulk smash an internet forum,
right?
Right.
No matter how much you want to.
Yeah, I don't know what that looks like. Like she did see people though that were very clearly a part of this group, to her knowledge. So maybe that's a thing that she can somehow track down.
I would also, even though I think it makes no sense, it'd be fascinating if they pulled like the greatest long con ever, and Emil was actually the bad guy.
He was the one that was running all that.
The reason why he was like, you need to disconnect and all this stuff was he was like,
because he's trying to say like, see, all they see is a Hulk. This is the way the world will always see you. I don't know.
I mean, I'm down for anything. I think we're at the point where I don't know what it could be, the ending. Because I don't know how I think it's a brilliant commentary that I think all 3 of us understand when like some crazy shit about you appears on the internet. You have no control. You just sit there and you take the punches. And so, I'm very curious what they're going to do here.
Yeah. Well, what's the next thing is Black Panther. And then is it the Christmas special? Is that the next Disney Plus thing?
Is that still coming out this year? Do we have confirmation they're actually doing it?
Yeah. I think they wrapped filming a while back for that because there was those shots in LA where it had Kango on like a movie poster. And like Drax and Mantis are walking through downtown LA or whatever. Fairly certain that's all coming out.
It says that it's going to be released. Yeah. December 22nd. It's only 40 minutes long.
Yeah. I don't think they need those specials to be super long. So
sure. Yeah. And it's the end of phase 4, which is look.
That's right. That is the end. So
that's so crazy to me.
Well, it's crazy to me because nothing really happened. It was all just set up.
Nothing.
It was all character set up, not like grand schemes set up apart from Kang. Yeah. We'll do like I guess in January we'll do like a phase 4 send off. We'll save the Werewolf by Night ranking. Although what do we rank that against? The movies? The show? Is that Disney Plus ranking?
It's Disney Plus rankings for sure.
Okay. We'll rank that at the end of She-Hulk then next week.
It was less than an hour. It doesn't count as a movie.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that makes sense.
I will say, look, based on my early assessment of Phase 4.
Yeah.
Every character we've met so far, my favorite character of Phase 4, Madison. Just going to put it out there. Just going to say it.
Madison's pretty good.
Madison's the best Phase 4 character.
Madison's pretty good. The one thing She-Hulk has done, and Madison's a factor in this, is I love the fact that She-Hulk didn't take itself as like I'm the opposite of all the internet folk. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that it didn't take itself serious, and we got to see like what for me is like the fun back in the MCU. Like I'm not saying the other films aren't fun, but like the characters are fun in this show. They do and say funny things, and it's not just like let's pack all these awesome characters in there, and then we're gonna have like a silly goof type thing. It was like no, these characters generally are funny and say funny things and have funny moments. And that's what I want to see from the other, like the greater MCU. The team up, or at least the Daredevil aspect of this, when they were like on the roof discussing how they're going to go in, very much reminded me of like the first Avengers, when the characters were interacting with one another, where like they weren't really sure what to do with the other person because they didn't know like their, how they approached the situation or the best way to approach the situation. They're just kind of figuring it out in real time. I hadn't felt that in a very long time. Everything's been like so clean cut and so defined, where this one felt like these two people were meeting for the first time. They were figuring each other out, and we were like witness to that. That's what I want, at least from the future of the MCU. Until everyone knows every one of them, then it's all the same. Then then it can kind of go back to that type of stuff. So the more people,
that's kind of how I feel about it too. Like I feel like people are. I'm not gonna lie, man. People take things like way too seriously. Like even like with the Daredevil situation, people are like, "Oh, so he's gonna be with Daredevil now?" And I'm just like, "Oh my fucking god!" Y'all know people don't always date after it.
Yeah, it's called a
people
fling.
are sitting here discussing their compatibility. Like they're bad together. They're perfect together. They should be together. They're both lawyers, and I'm like,
it's not that deep, guys.
Y'all realize they both knew it was a one night stand, right?
Yeah.
Like. That sometimes people have sex and don't get married.
Home.
Yeah, he took a walk of shame. He's going back to New York.
They both knew he was flying out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So people having this discussion of like whether or not like they're good together, they're bad together, they're perfect together, they should be together. Maybe they just wanted to blow off some steam after a case. Like some of the maturity level sometimes is just like I'm just like, like why are we discussing whether or not they're perfect together or not? Like.
Daredevil had to go back home and go to church. Okay. He's got to go repent.
I don't feel like they set it up that way. Like they both knew he was flying out tomorrow. Like in my opinion, I don't think they set it up like they're a couple now. I feel like they set it up as, oh. And that's what I mean. Like people get so like, what does this mean for the greater MCU? Does this mean Daredevil's going to be with She-Hulk in the show? No, bro, no. Like, please, no. He had sex. Sorry, your favorite guy had sex and he moved on.
You know what would be absolutely wild? If they introduce whatever the MCU Wolverine is, whether it's Hugh Jackman or whether that's just a Deadpool thing, and then whoever Wolverine is, and Wolverine hooks up with She-Hulk as well. Could you imagine the internet reaction to that? Oh my God, they would lose their mind. It'd be insane.
If Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman were really smart, they would
just write it in.
Like Deadpool would meet Wolverine while he's on a date with She-Hulk.
With She-Hulk, yeah.
Yes, that would be like the first interaction. That would be so fucking funny. People would lose their minds.
That would be pretty funny. They should get the some of the writing team from She-Hulk to work on Daredevil. I think that would only like help. Or sorry, the Deadpool team.
Yeah.
I think that would only help the Deadpool franchise if they like got some help from that writing team. Be very good. And now I just want to see She-Hulk interact with like more people in the greater MCU.
I think that's the fun of being like a lawyer for superheroes.
Could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah, I hope this movie's good. I haven't watched Deadpool in a while.
Are we gonna like?
I hope this movie's good.
Are we gonna get a comeback of? Is Titania gonna come back in this final episode?
I don't know. Do you think maybe she helps her out? Do you think that it becomes like a everyone I've helped or / wrong that has wronged me thus far?
She broke her face last time, so her teeth.
Titania was humiliated online. I'm sure, I'm sure they'll do a throwaway scene where the two of them are at the retreat, or like maybe they see each other eye to eye a little bit better now.
She could also help her like recoup her image on the internet. If the image is now like a quote unquote sex tape and like a rage response to that, she could be a person that helps her with that. I think it's that line from the first episode stuck with me when Bruce was like, once they see that you're a monster, it's all that they'll ever see. And then here we are like 8 episodes later, and that's exactly what happens. So I feel like that's going to be echoed in this episode.
I think she's going to lose everything. I think this is like either we start the episode with her immediately at that moment outside the building, or we start like a few days later. But like she's 100% getting fired.
Yes.
She's 100%. Like it's just going to be a shit show. So I feel like.
Or like put on administrative leave or something.
Yeah. But also there were the people with the guns that showed up, right? So
people were saying that was damage control, the DODC, which
they got there real quick.
Yeah, so, which maybe they're monitoring like all superheroes or something. That's why they were able.
I mean, that might be interesting to find out that they were like, we've actually been following you for a while because you're a Hulk.
Yeah,
like we've been ready because we expected you to go bonkers.
Right. It would also be in line with how they treated the Hulk.
Line here,
yeah,
right? It's like it started with the Hulk talking about these things, and then Abomination talking about these things, and she's kind of hasn't listened to them both, or is like, oh, I've got the best of all the worlds, I don't have to worry about this. And it's like,
yep,
yeah,
you kind of do.
Yeah. Oh, that's also a good point. Zethgrin in my chat says, or someone called them ahead of time because they knew she would Hulk out, like the 4chan group or Reddit group, whatever you want to call them. No, it's calling them by the real. What is it's the what is the name of the group?
Intelligentsia.
Yeah.
Hilariously enough, the name of a coffee place like right down the street.
Nice.
So I'm like, those guys are bad.
Oh my god.
They're pissed. Yeah, they're probably getting some business.
Time to go in there and be like, how dare you do this to She-Hulk?
I demand a free drink right now.
I demand
free
one
coffee.
free coffee.
Free coffee.
Cool. I think that unless you guys have anything else to say on the old She-Hulk episode 8.
Not really.
Looking forward to the final episode.
The finale goes.
Yeah, I'm going to be very sad when it's over. I've really enjoyed. It's been a nice thing to just have every, once a week, 20, 30-minute episode that's lighthearted in most cases, apart from the final minutes of this last episode.
Braun said it last week. This show is what Ms. Marvel should have been.
That's what all the Disney Plus shows should be in some form.
Yeah. I mean, like, Loki is fun because it's a weird, crazy shit thing that you can do in a series, and it felt very X-Files-y. It was very fun.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the idea of WandaVision was sort of like a goof from Inception, but it was, like, cool. It like the idea of, like, it's a TV show, get it, and everything's a TV show. Like, it's meta. It's cool. And ever since then, I feel like they've been trying to, like, well, this one was kind of like a movie we split up into episodes. Yeah. And this one was this. And they've been trying to find, and I'm glad that this show, at least to me, feels like they found a groove to work in with this character. And I wish that they would have taken whatever the hell they were trying to do with Ms. Marvel and make, like, it was starting to be that way. It started that way.
Yeah.
And then they were like, and superhero. So we'll see.
And
but Jesse, you were saying like everything kind of has like a perfect payoff. Was anybody else's brain going here? And once again, I don't know if I've got my crazy hat on, but when she's speed dating, somebody asks her, "Oh, can this pierce your skin? Can this pierce your skin? What about vibranium?" And
It's the
then
rich
did
guy.
anybody
The
else?
rich guy's the one who asked.
Yeah.
And now
And
he
he keeps
has a
showing up again.
vibranium spear. Does anybody think that that's gonna be a payoff? That he's gonna stab her with that fucking spear? Or
He's
try
going to
to
become like a super
I
villain.
have to
I don't
believe
know.
it's
To
all
me,
connected.
I was
Good.
like to me, that was like I couldn't understand why her alarm bells didn't go off. Like, because as a woman, my alarm bells were going off. Like, I was like, he asked you if this shit would fucking break your skin. You were like, I don't know, do you have one? And he went and got one. And I get that her head was not there at that time, but mine was.
Yeah.
Where I was like, yo, I feel like this fucker is gonna like either sell this or like stab you with this shit. But
I think if they don't do anything with that, except for like a member of the Dora Milaje just coming in like slapping that guy or punching that guy and taking the spear back, that I'd be
to me, it
super
was
happy
like a
with that.
veiled threat that she didn't pick up on. Like to me, that's what it was. It was like a veiled threat that she didn't pick up on. I was like, this man was just talking about whether or not this shit would break your skin, and now he's bragging to you how he has one.
That is it's a point I didn't consider at all. That scene within the context of the show didn't do anything.
Had no reason to be there.
It had no reason to be there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I bet you're right that like that spear is going to come back in the final episode as a way to actually harm her.
And they do a really good job of hiding that scene had no point of being there, because they've done this a few different times where you're like, oh, that was a throwaway scene, because they'll throw a really good joke in at the end. And so like the Wakanda Forever is all you walk away from that scene remembering.
Yeah.
But then they've done it a few times where they'll end it with a really good joke and then they'll bring it back. And I do feel like they want you to walk away going, ha ha ha, that guy said Wakanda Forever. How uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then it's going to come back and we're going to be like, fuck, we did have that information. It was in front of us the entire time, That'd
be cool if if that doesn't happen, I'm going to be upset. You've done it, Bronze.
Especially because they're still talking about her blood, right? Like, what if Intelligentsia's whole point is like to get her upset or whatever, pull her out in the open so they can justify. I don't know. I think it's all going to loop back together. I think he's either going to work with them or he's a part of them, or
he was at the gala as well, according to someone in my chat. So
yeah.
Like, that's got to be a closed loop. I bet you he's going to figure out how to get her blood, or because they have vibranium now.
Yeah.
Well, I have to imagine once she shows up on Tinder or whatever they were using, when he shows up, if he's the villain, he clearly must have used the other dude to. He's like, look, we're gonna find some guy she's into, and when that happens, we gotta, right? And so I'm curious. I feel like there's got to be. So yeah, you're right, because he keeps showing up over and over and over. Like every so many episodes, he just reappears. So he has to have a purpose. But I'm also, they've done this a few times. They just red herring the shit out stuff. So maybe he's just a creep. He could just be like a normal ass creep that isn't like a villain. He's just a creep.
Could be.
I don't know.
Could be. What here? So we've said all the things that could happen that would be cool. What if they go the route of every major character that she has worked with that's like a superhero, so like Mr. Invincible, like all those people somehow come back and like help her out in some form to take down this group in the final episode. Like it's that type of deal where it's a callback to every character from the season that like comes together and they form some like group and then go take them. Like what if that's where they're headed with this? I feel like that would be a letdown.
I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't
seems like
happen.
Too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot that I hope. Like, if for some reason it turns out that like Intelligentsia is run by alien, like if there's like a world-ending threat at the end of this series,
I'll be
lose
upset.
my damn mind.
Yeah, I'll be upset.
I'm gonna go crazy.
I'll be upset. Yeah, I guess Jen never met Mr. Immortal. That was just her assistant in the.
Yeah,
I'm blanking on the other lawyer's name. Whatever her name is. That also got the award. Funny enough.
You know what? Real talk. The brilliant way
Mallory.
to end this is if they have damage control Damage Control versus Hulk, She-Hulk, Abomination would be hilarious. Like a good pun in itself. Of like, Damage Control is going to stop the 3 most damaging people in the MCU. I think it'd be very, very funny. Like a good, fun goof at the end.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, you won't smash. That'd be great.
That'd be cool. I'd be into it. We will see what happens. Wednesday is when that comes out. I want to spend 5 minutes here, as we have done in recent shows. Jesse, Andor. Holy fucking shit, man! This show, god fucking damn,
too good. It's too good
so
for Star Wars.
Fucking
too good for Star Wars.
It is. The writing in this most recent episode, like, I was trying to tell my wife, who gives 0 fucks about Star Wars. I was trying to tell her, like, you have this writing for the first time in my 36 years on this earth, fuck the Empire.
Adults wrote Star Wars.
Fuck the Empire. Like, I'm actually so upset at the Empire. I'm not upset because there's like a Sith at the helm of it all. I'm upset because they just like fucked so much shit up.
You know what's brilliant about this? So the fact that they took a nobody character and gave him like a semi-important story for the first 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And then we're like, now, random guy, you have been fired from your job. You must go back to your family home where your mom berates you the entire time. I'm like, what is this? I'm so thrilled that they found a way in Andor story where we know every character, every major character, we know what their trajectory is.
Yeah.
Except for those new guy who is so interesting because, like, every scene he's in, I feel like this guy is going to go crazy and kill everyone. Like, this guy.
Are you talking about Nemec?
Like,
or sorry, not Nemec. That starts with an S.
Not Nemec is cool because Nemec was like.
Nemec's like the rebellion dude of like, holy shit, I'll follow this guy. You got
that guy
a manifesto. I want to read this shit.
That man could have literally turned to camera and been like, let me tell you what's wrong with society today. But like, no, the dude who used to be the security chief guy. Lost everything. Yeah. He's a villain. I have no idea who this character is. I don't know where he's going to go. I don't know what is. And that is brilliant to me because they took something where, like, clearly I know what's going to happen to Andor, so I'm not too concerned. But they made a new character, and they made that new character so compelling. I'm like, this guy's a piece of shit, but also, like, I'm invested in what his life is.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
The writing in this, like, we're praising She-Hulk, but I feel like the writing in Andor is just on a completely different level.
It's the first the legit serious writing. It feels like actual dramatic work rather than just like somehow the Emperor returned. Like,
yeah, it's like, oh, and this guy he's evil. He's a really evil guy, and we need to stop him. Yeah. Meanwhile, in this, you're getting a story like he says the line, the axe always forgets, but the tree never does. And then you're like, why the fuck did he say that? That's like such a weird thing. And then later you learn it's because his brother killed himself, who was a tree farmer, because the Empire flooded his farm. And you're just like, what the, like, that's, fuck that, man. It was such a heavy moment.
The brilliance of the show is that the evil of the Empire in Star Wars isn't like, I'm Darth Sidious and I talk like, it isn't that shit.
Yeah.
The evil of the Empire is like, they don't care about people. They abuse their power. They're hypocritical. They, like, all the people inside the Empire are just like fighting for rank. It's everyone for themselves. And they like treat the common person as like garbage. Yeah. And it's like, interesting. Well, of course that's what it is. Yeah. It's fascinating.
Then you got
I love that about, go for it.
I was going to say, then you have the whole Mon Mothma stuff where you get to see like the best set design that's ever existed in Star Wars history with their house and just everything. And then her relationship with her shitty family, who's just like the worst family in the fucking world.
I was not, honestly, they've never once brought up Mon Mothma's family ever. So seeing it, I was like, oh, interesting. And the fact that they're the worst, I'm like, this is pretty great. I understand why she's like, fuck it, I'm joining the rebellion.
Yeah, I'm going to join the rebellion. Fuck my family. Like, they're pieces of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like,
it's so good.
I ain't got time for this.
It's my, like, it's the one show that I cannot wait for the next episode. I thought it was going to be like super slow after like episode 1 or 2, and then they came together in episode 3, just nailed it. And now there's not a character I don't enjoy on that show. Like everyone has earned their, whatever the reason to watch. It's just absolutely banger of a show. So if you have not watched it yet, highly recommended. It's very good. And this week's episode should be incredible because they've like hyped up this heist that.
Yeah, I would say like the flow of the show is probably one that I think would be better watched back to back to back to back.
Totally.
Because it feels like a 3-episode arc, and now we're in a new 3-episode arc. And at the end of those arcs, something fucking crazy happens, and it's amazing. But they spend 2 episodes literally building up to that moment and taking their time, and I think that's very smart.
Yeah.
So, good on
them.
Great.
Why do you think the 2 ladies left? I think this is all a cover up for an assassination. I think everything that they're doing is a cover up so they can assassinate someone that's there.
I mean, I don't know. There's so many threads in this series. There's like we're the inside.
I have
the
no
Imperial
clue what the hell y'all are talking about. I've been playing with my cat.
No, that's great. You're missing out. You got to watch Andor. You got to watch Andor. It's incredible.
One of the coolest shits I've ever seen. It's so good.
Yeah,
you're missing out.
You got to watch it.
We will hype this thing up too.
I'm playing with my cat.
Yeah,
I was
you can play with your cat while watching Andor. It's
I was looking at Gomez. I was like, Gomez, are you behind on Andor? He's like, no, I watched that. And I was like,
yeah, your cat's smart as shit.
Yeah, your cat is taste.
He's like, you were wasting time at TwitchCon. I watched Andor, and I was like, fuck, I'm the only one that doesn't know.
Yeah,
the Andor tea.
It's good.
Yeah.
Or everyone's gonna die, Jesse, which is really gonna piss me off if everyone dies.
Look, the kid who is definitely the mouse character from the Matrix.
He's 100% mouse from the Matrix.
That kid is. Yeah, the kid who's like, I'm the idealist who just wants to like fight the power. I'm like, that kid's super dead. Yeah. I'm here for it. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens.
It's gonna be fucked. Yeah, very excited. That's tomorrow evening at 2, so I guess I'll watch that Wednesday. Yeah, that show's just an absolute treat every episode. Anyways, that was my Andor 5 minutes that we'll fit here at the end
Love
of
it.
PMC.
Big fan.
Yeah, it's very good. Bronze, you should watch it. You should get caught up. Super bingeable. Or you just wait till it's all out, and then it'd be even more bingeable.
Yeah.
Might be the better way to watch it. Let's do some shout outs. We'll wrap it up. Next week, we'll cover the final episode of She-Hulk. We'll rank that. We'll throw in Werewolf by Night ranking. And then we might have to decide. We'll have, 3 weeks till Black. We could do some animated. We could do, we got Legion. We got to figure something out to watch.
Yeah, we'll figure something.
We'll see. We'll talk about it. Let's do some shout outs though and call it a show. Bronze, start us off. What do you got going on? Where can people check your stuff out?
Hi, hello. I'm that bronze girl. We just cracked $100,000 on the Dissy Quest Kickstarter. So that's crazy. Yeah, I have some writing deadlines, and I'm just working on stuff like that. Yeah, my eczema is in crazy overdrive because of the forest fires and the dry air in San Diego. So
be careful.
I don't know. Y'all might get a lot of makeup with streams this week. It's okay. I know I'm cute. But yeah, I'm going to be playing video games on stream. I'm so happy to be back. I'm never leaving my house again.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it. I'm never leaving. I left. I hated it.
Welcome.
I liked it for one day. And then after that, I was like, well, I need to go home. So
I say that as I'm leaving my house for this weekend to travel. So
are you? Yeah, I never want to leave again. I just want to edit and stream and play video games. So come through. I'm that bronze girl everywhere.
There you go. Jesse Cox, what do you got going on?
Boy, oh boy, I got the usual stuff going on. Gonna try and play more random games. Shout out to everyone who keeps recommending me random games, especially the demos that are out now from the Steam Fest thing that just happened. Yo, shout out to a game called Potionomics. I'm obsessed with it. It is so much fun. The demo looks great. Imagine a game with like top tier, almost Pixar level animation. Looks so good. But you're like a sassy potion witch, and you know you just stock the shelves and you do things. There's also a dating sim, and I'm not saying that the forest nymph so whoever it was that came into my store, I hit off with her, and then I went out into the woods, and she was like, "Hey," and then I had my girl, and we were like, "Hey," and I was like, "Ooh," and then she was super into me, and it was great, and I was like, I love this game. Oh, and then a sexy witch showed up, and she was like, "You think you can beat me?" And I was like, "Bitch, I'm gonna beat you." And it was like, see, in the real game, I'm here for. It was a dryad. It was a dryad. You're right. It was a dryad. Anyway, great, super fun, big fan. I was so impressed with the way it looked and how it played. So, like, shout out to Weird Fun Games. Here's the thing: some of the games, the demos didn't even work, but some of them did, and they were great. So, big fan. Thanks everybody for recommending weird games to me.
Great. You should check out Manor Lords. Check that out. You seen that?
No, I don't even know what that is, but I'll write it down.
Yeah, it's I want to say it's like city builder-esque, but not 100% city builder-esque. Saw a handful of people played, and they both had glowing reviews about it. So
interesting.
If you're looking for demos to play, I hear it's pretty good. That's it for MCU Crew. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, 1 p.m. Eastern every Monday. If you want to catch any TikTok stuff, both Jesse, or really all three of us, Jesse, Bronze, and I all have different things pop up
TikTok.
On our old TikToks. You can find that on our socials. Yeah.
I'm still figuring it out. The videos, I think this is bad. I'm not going to post it because I edit my own shit. Those do well, and the videos I think are bangers don't.
That's TikTok.
I'm washed, bro. I'm washed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's the thing. You just got to have the key that I found, and Jesse can maybe attest to this. You have to have a dramatic thing in the preview in terms of a title. And then the clip has to have some sort of audience reaction to it that elicits a response. And that's TikTok in a nutshell.
I mean, yeah. I honestly, I don't understand it at all.
Yeah. The algorithm's a little bit crazy. Also, don't install the TikTok desktop app on a PC, because anytime you search or discuss anything on that PC, your TikTok algorithm will immediately be about said thing that you discussed and or searched. Yep. So you got to be careful. Yeah. Be careful with that, because China. Yeah. That's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. More MCU Crew. We're out of here. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.